Daniel, how much of a setback and an embarrassment is this for the RBA?
This is an astonishing blowout. We've had some details before, but these documents released through Freedom of Information process to the ABC and also backed up by the Public Works Committee in Parliament show just how substantial the overruns are. Essentially more than $800 million in extra costs, and the RBA won't be expected to be back into this building until the end of 2029, 4 years later than originally expected. So there's always, some problems with renovations, but this one is bigger than most.
Given the size of the blowout, has it considered abandoning the renovation?
Yes, revealed in these documents is that the RBA looked at all of the options, essentially selling the building, buying another one, leasing it back, looking at all the different ways they could deal with this huge problem. The building is heritage listed. It cannot be demolished, but it is so riddled with asbestos. It has more than 4 to 5 times the amount that similarly aged buildings do, that they need to deal with it. And this option of moving nearby for a period of about 5 years and stripping the building back to its steel girders and then rebuilding it is going to be cheaper over essentially a 30-year span. Interestingly, it's only going to cost them a couple of $100 million more than if they had have done some of these other options over the longer term. So this is the option that they've gone with. I spoke today to the chair of the Public Works Committee, Graham Perrott, who's been inside the RBA's renovation. This is what he had to say.
If the block or home renovations goes from 260 million up to 1.1 billion, that would get the viewers interested, that's for sure. But when you go through the actual building and see what was the attempted remedy back in the 90s and what actually occurred, plus some structural defects in the fire escape and the like, we've got to get it right. There's over 1,000 people work in this building, important people for the future of Australia. So when you weigh it all up in terms of time and cost, this is the best that we can come up with for the future of Australia.
The RBA's independence means taxpayers aren't really paying for the renovation. Daniel, where is the money coming from?
What the RBA has, which I think most people doing a renovation would like, is the ability to print their own money. Now, it's not limitless, but essentially the RBA is so independent of government that the oversight is really only in name only. The RBA is paying for this. What it will cost taxpayers is that the RBA's increased costs might reduce the dividend that they give to the federal government every year. So they actually pay back taxpayers some of their profits in the same way that companies do with shares. This will probably reduce that over time, but taxpayers aren't essentially paying for this renovation. But huge figures, now beyond $1 billion and blown out by more than 4 years.